the honored guest, friends, the members of Indian Business and Professional Council, Dubai. It is both a privilege and a heartfelt moment for me to welcome you all at this evening. As we gather to honor the remarkable diplomat, a steadfast leader, and a true friend of the Indian diaspora in the UAE, His Excellency Sunjay Sudhir, the outgoing ambassador of India to the United Arab Emirates. His Excellency's tenure has been marked by a quiet diplomacy, dynamic outreach, and a deep personal commitment to strengthening the ties, not just between the two governments, but also among our people. Without taking much time, as a Secretary General IBPC Dubai, I can say with confidence that the Indian business community here has found in an Ambassador Sudhir a tireless supporter and a guiding presence. Always accessible, always engaged, and always inspiring. Welcome, sir. Your Excellency. Welcome, Your Excellency, Sri Satish Sivanji. And in the sequence, I welcome our chairman, Siddharth Balachandranji. So S, with again S, and convening also Sahitya. That also with S. So four times, it is Sahitya invites Siddharthji.
For the first time, I see a different photo. And I don't think it's flattering. But I made a promise to Ambassador today that we will strive to embarrass him. So let the embarrassment start. Honorable Vandana Sudhir, Shri Sunjay Sudhir, Satish Shivan, acknowledging the absence of Uma Shivan, governors, past and present, brothers and sisters, and members of my extended IBPC family, a very warm welcome to all of you, a very heartfelt good evening to all of you. You know, I have a confession to make. This is my 6th farewell for Mr. Sunjay Sudhir. And, you know, it's a challenge. Of those 6, I've spoken for 3. And since, as a policy, I'm predisposed to speaking extempo, good or bad policy, you can let me know later. So it becomes very difficult to prevent repetition, because invariably the audience is also probably there are segments that are the same. But when the subject is as exemplary an individual as Shri Sunjay Sudhir, the words just flow. There is no abating of the verbosity, and for that, I thank you for being the exemplary individual that you are. So ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Shri Sunjay Sudhir and his lovely family. You know, we had a high-level task force visiting us just the other day, in fact, yesterday, where we had the Minister of India, Union Minister of India, the Commerce and Industries Minister of India, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, coming and having a closed-door meeting with His Excellency Thani bin Zayudi. Now, I'd like to narrate a snippet, and don't look alarmed, I'm not going to divulge anything else. It's purely that, very anecdotal. His Excellency Thani bin Zayudi said something that I'm sure all of us resonate with. He said that to Piyush Goyal ji, he said, you send your best diplomats here. They set ever-increasing, ever higher benchmarks of excellence, and then they retire. So Piyush Goyal ji was taken aback. And anecdotally, again, he said, this is a prestige posting. All good. But what I would like to add to that is you added to the prestige of this posting. Ladies and gentlemen, some good news which all of you probably know. The UAE government has bestowed Honorable Ambassador with the second highest civilian award. One of those rare diplomats, if not the first diplomat to have ever got this. Come on, larger round of applause. If that doesn't add to the luster of the diamond that UAE-India bilateral relations have become, I don't know what does. So, I would like to also go, and since this is a short interaction with you, because there are a lot of people who want to express their sentiments about Shri Sunjay Sudhir and his family. This is my last anecdote. You know, and it has a connection to IBPC. So when it was known that I was going to become the incumbent chairman of the board of IBPC, the first person to call me was Ambassador. And he invited me to Abu Dhabi, where I think that was the best seafood lunch I've ever had. Thank you for hosting it very graciously. And that 1.5 hours, all we spoke about was how we can make things better. If that isn't a great exhibition of community engagement and commitment, I don't know what is. Please keep the applause flowing. Because this man has done things in the last 3 years and 10 months, which I don't know if I'm exaggerating. Is this the longest tenure of a diplomat, of an ambassador in UAE? So to maintain the intensity, day in, day out, and the intensity has not abated. It still goes on. He's got 10 days left, and I'm sure each of his 10 days are fully engaged. So, thank you from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of everybody here, on behalf of the entire Indian community. And as all of you probably know, before I conclude, I invoke the higher power. I'm going to do that here as well. God bless the UAE. God bless India. God bless Shri Sunjay Sudhir and his lovely family. God bless all of you. Thank you.
The lovely address, motivational address, and yes, sharing some very confidential but inspiring news. And let me also echo the same thing. The whom I am going to invite now next as a speaker, who has been parallelly with the embassy, His Excellency Sri Satish Sewanji. As we are talking always about SIPA, yesterday we came to know from the words of Industry Minister Sri Piyush Goyal ji that the target what was set for 2027 is already achieved by August 25. And that's the duo, our ambassador and our Consulate General is here. So I request our Consulate General, Sri Satish Sewanji, to come on stage and address the gathering.
Topic is celebrating His Excellency Sunjay Sudhir, but every photo is a picture of sadness. Yours, mine, and even Mr. Sahitya Chaturvedi. To be fair, he has done to himself also. Ambassador, ma'am, all my dear friends, Mr. Siddharth Balachandran and his wonderful team. Usually, when I follow Mr. Siddharth Balachandran, I usually decipher his profound philosophical thoughts. But today he has been very crystal clear in conveying the sentiments that we all hold. Many things that you said, I wanted to mention. How busy it has been for all of us, six for me, I've stopped counting the farewells that I am attending. But today I thought that to go a little bit against the tempo that could be witnessed here, people will be singing praises, I'm going to complain. I'm going to complain because I have had enough. Once you do continuous farewells and you see the praises, then I think that it's time for some plain talk. For a person like me who's junior to ambassador and who sort of followed him, and I've said this in a couple of places, that the only reason I am here in Dubai is because of him. When the opportunity came for me to choose a place, I told my wife, we'll go to Dubai. And she said, why? Sunjay Sudhir sir is there. But I think I made a wrong choice. Because, like Mr. Siddharth Balachandran said, 10 days to go in service, 35 years you have worked. It's fair that if you relax for 10 days, but he is not having it. The last month of his service, he is having 4 cabinet ministers in, 2 down, 2 probably waiting in the wings, and ma'am is wanting to pack and he is not even giving her that time and space. But that's their family problem. Why drag me into it? And on top of it is the farewell meetings. Why do you have to work so much, gain so much of goodwill, be a person who has touched the hearts of so many people that it makes it difficult for us to have some peaceful weekends? But that's the way life is. If you have to make a difference, that's the way you need to contribute. That's the benchmark that you set. That's the laurels that will come your way. A person who doesn't like these recognitions, and I know that he is not happy when people mention about the Zayed medal that has been given. He wants to do work but does not want people to mention that to him. It's so difficult for us to follow that benchmark. We work 50% and expect 100% appreciation for that. And for a person like me to sort of think that, yeah, you must work without expecting anything in return, it's a very difficult proposition to have. And also for my subordinates at the consulate, they are actually thinking I'll be a boss like Mr. Sunjay Sudhir. It's even more difficult. So the comparisons don't stop. The benchmarking doesn't stop. So what do you expect me to say in this farewell? I'm not going to be nice to him to give the credit for all the great work that he has done. I am complaining that he is making us work so much. He is giving no free time, no leeway for me and my colleagues at the consulate, getting iconic landmarks or iconic temples of learning, like IIM Ahmedabad being inaugurated in Dubai, the first ever IIM campus outside India. A phenomenal achievement done within a matter of 2 years with so much of dedication, follow-up. This doesn't come easy. This doesn't come without that sweat and time that you dedicate for a project like this. I can go on and on, but because I have chosen to complain, I'm not going to say that. I know many people want to speak. I wouldn't come in between them and Ambassador Sunjay Sudhir, but I'm very glad that he is retiring. I think he should give some time for himself and ma'am, for his family. But I'm sure there will be many in Dubai who will be missing him, but one of that will not be me. Thank you very much.
Now I take my turn. When the program was curated, the people started asking that you must be preparing some shairi, some kavita, some geet. And frankly, yes, I started. And I started compiling the things, the time in 2021, when His Excellency Sunjay Sudhir came to Dubai from Maldives. आई हैव गुड एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ मालदीव्स. वहाँ पर चाय के साथ भी पान और सुपाड़ियाँ दी जाती हैं. So starting from there, I started writing some poetries. Then came to the COVID situation, at the peak of COVID, same time when the Dubai Expo, the World Expo, the hundreds of delegations, the thousands of programs and the events, and the millions of the visitors when we acknowledged. Then coming to SIPA, coming to Bharat Mart, opening the VAPS temple, the cross-border transactions. If I start counting, it was very difficult and I failed to write any shairi or kavita on that. Then I came back to Sunil ji. He said that why are you trying to make the geet? You make a picture and the picture is here. Yeah, first अभी तो टेलर देखिए सर अभी क्या है.
The diplomatic chapter of progress and partnership, a farewell tribute to His Excellency Sunjay Sudhir, Ambassador of India to the UAE.
A big round of applause again. See, once this small, a little video was curated with our team, a saying came to us that behind every successful man, there is a woman. How many agree to me? Very few. हिंदी में बताऊं कि हर सफल व्यक्ति के या आदमी के या पुरुष के पीछे, उसकी सफलता के पीछे एक स्त्री का, एक नारी का सहयोग होता है. अब हाउ मेनी आर एग्रीइंग विद मी? ओके, सो आई करेक्ट माई सेल्फ. एक व्यक्ति, एक पुरुष with a man, with the success of a person, a man, there is with the companion support, एक नारी का साथ में सहयोग होता है. And that nari, that woman, I will like to mention today, Mrs. Vandana Sudhir among us.
diplomatic chapter.
This Vandana Sudhir is an artist. She is educator. She is mentor. She is motivational speaker. And not only that, she is leading as president of the Diplomat Spouses Group in UAE. She has been educator for almost 20 years until she decided to fully focusing her time on nurturing her artistic identity since 2019. She is highly passionate about community engagement and mentorship through workshops, thought leadership, writing the articles, and speaking at the events. So, we humbly requested her to give a podcast, and the podcast will be played here. Please. The technical team, please.
The journey of many of you here, as I've moved over 8, maybe 10 countries during our tenure for 30 years. This journey is also the start of, or may I say, embarking on my professional career as an artist, but also to celebrate the culmination of Sanjay's and my diplomatic career.
She's truly a multifaceted lady, an educator, mentor, and a talented artist. The snippets we saw earlier is a testimony to it. And she has deep-rooted connection towards human causes, environment protection, and above all, coming forward spontaneously to support any worthy causes drew my personal admiration towards her. It's my honor and privilege to welcome the First Lady of Indian community in UAE, Mrs. Vandana Sudhir, for a tete-a-tete. Thank you, IBPC, for giving me a unique opportunity. Let me begin with my first question towards you. How would you rate your UAE stay in comparison to other postings by far?
Hi Omar, thank you for bringing me to this platform, and thank you to IBPC. I am truly honored to be on this, and I feel that the UAE has been a posting which has been like a cherry on the cake.
What's the impact and the take you have on your husband has left on the Indian community in UAE?
Omar, when we came here in 2021, towards the end of the year, COVID was waning.
Right.
And while the whole world had been quiet for a while, UAE was using this quiet time as an opportunity to grow,
Right.
as an opportunity to build, as an opportunity to further its resolve in the vision of its leadership.
Vandana, can you share some memorable moments which during your stay in UAE to all of us, which stands out to you?
Honestly, Uma, there were many moments that I'll hold special in my heart. One of the things that I felt very grateful about was events and moments where I could see, I could feel people around me enjoying themselves, cherishing their own lives, and being able to reflect back on how it has been for them in their time in the UAE. Because all of these people are very special.
Right. What message do you have for the Indian community over here, as well as for all the friends you've made in UAE?
Opens our doors to change and to opportunity alike.
Absolutely.
That's the one underlying thing, in fact, of my art exhibition also that I've
Yeah.
recently showed in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. Thank you, Vandana, for your time. And it has been absolute pleasure to learn more about your thoughts and experience and your messages for all of us. It's been a very interesting tat-a-tat for myself, which I'll cherish forever. Wish you both all the very best to you and the family for a beautiful future ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You are most welcome, Vandana Sudhir ji. And Vandana means a prayer. And I will request that this podcast we will like to post on our social media with your good permission. I will like to mention here that since January 2025, as you all know that as IBPC, our patrons are Ambassador, Consulate General. 117 new members we have registered in last 8 months' time. And among those 117 members, the more loudly I want to mention that 40% are women. And the first time the initiative under the lead and mentorship of Sri Sunil ji we did a women conclave lastly a week back. And likewise, on 1st of October, fortunately that is going to be my birthday as well, so we are going to mark a youth conclave on that day. So may I request Sunil ji, the Vice Chairman of Indian Business and Professional Council, to come on podium and give his remarks.
Thank you, Sahitya ji. Good evening to everyone. My friend Satish Sivanji, we empathize with you, and I wish you all the best for the rest of the 10 days of this month. Difficult. How do you say goodbye to someone who never really felt like a visitor? He always gave a very clear impression of being one of us. His Excellency Ambassador Sunjay Sudhir came to UAE not just as India's top diplomat, but also a bridge builder. And we have seen his role in building bridges between India and UAE. A quiet force. Now that's the special distinction of his personality and a friend to many of us in this room. Over the past few years, he has been more than an ambassador to all of us. He has been a steady hand during very, very uncertain times in the world. He has been the dignified face of India during the CEPA negotiations. And yes, he has been a warm presence in the hearts of our Indian community. I remember one moment last year which really struck with me. It was probably the CEPA celebrations last year. The ambassador was not just speaking from the podium. He was walking around. He was engaging with small businesses, large businesses, entrepreneurs, professionals, exporters, listening, asking, encouraging. And that day, I saw not just a bureaucrat, but a connector of people with purpose. His leadership has been marked by very, very calm conviction. No big shows, no loud declarations, just firm footsteps in the right direction. From the early days, he has always made time for cause, time for the community, and time for conversations which matter. As Sahitya ji rightly said, behind every accomplished man, someone is there who is even more graceful. And we have just seen that. Mrs. Vandana Sudhir, thank you very much for for your, contribution in everything that has happened in the last 3 years or more than 3 years. And we all know her presence at events have always added personal touch. Thank you very much for that. Her hospitality, this was not mentioned here, her hospitality is unmatched. And I'm sure people who have visited India House would agree with me and will miss it, Vandana ji, that hospitality. She made many people feel seen, heard, and being included. Ambassador Sunjay Sudhir, tonight it's not about farewell, it's about gratitude and continued friendship. You may be closing a formal chapter in Dubai, but your story in Dubai will continue and definitely continue with us. Wherever your journey takes you next, may it be filled with purpose, peace, and joy. And please know that Dubai will always have a chair reserved for you, and especially in IBPC. So, with these words, I think we should give him a thunderous round of applause in the Dubai way, a standing ovation. Ambassador, this is not a goodbye. As we say in Dubai, this is Ma Salama till we meet again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm recollecting, it was 28th of August, and I got a 4:30 morning a voice message because someone among us who is our emeritus mentor, the chairman emeritus, his old habit is, in the early morning, he is used to give all the dictations, what the next during the day you need to do. Generally, being in Dubai, it is 6 or 6:30, but wherever in the world, the 6 o'clock is the morning. So, 6 o'clock of India was 4:30 of UAE, and I got the voice message on 28th of August. Yes, Sahitya, do you know that next month is for good to His Excellency Sunjay Sudhir? Are we scheduled with any program? And fortunately, a day before itself, we scheduled the program and we got the date of 20th of September, which is today. So may I request Suresh ji to come on podium and give his keynote.
Thank you, Sahitya. Friends, always a moment of mixed emotions when you have a farewell such as this. But having been in the UAE for 46 years now, I came here in September 1979. I've seen every 3-4 years a farewell, either for the ambassador or the CG. But this one is special. It's special because I think never in the history of the relationship between the two countries has it progressed to this golden period as during Ambassador Sunjay Sudhir's tenure. And I think that reflects the contribution that he has made, that also reflects the continuation of the momentum that was built when the Indian Prime Minister visited the UAE first in 2017. And since then, especially during the tenure of Ambassador Navdeep Suri's time, it was very clear that the ambassadors were always handpicked to represent India in the UAE. And so that's a reflection of the importance that this position is given in the diplomatic circles. And as I said, it's a matter of mixed emotions because on the one hand, we're saying farewell to him, and I'm sure he would justifiably expect to have a good retirement going forward. but also there is a pull factor. His daughter is going to be here, I hope, for much longer, and she's actually with the bank that I was with for 27 years, Emirates and BD. So we have a pull factor there. So I'm sure we are going to see more of Sunjay Sudhir ji and Vandana ji here. I hope so too. And the chair has already been reserved. I hope you reserve 2 chairs for both of them and a 3rd chair for 2. Yeah. So I think on that note, the continuation of this strong relationship, strong strategic relationship between the 2 countries needs the services of excellent diplomats such as Sanjay ji and Satish ji. And I hope, Satish ji, you will stay with us for a bit longer and hope for a few more years. And I think it is important for many of us that have been here for as long as we have, is that this strategic relationship actually provides us the ballast or the strength to represent India effectively in the various fields that all of us are. And I think the fact that you have excellent ambassadors and consul generals to go to in the event of an issue is always a comforting factor. So with that, I hope we will also have an opportunity to hear Vandana ji in person here. And maybe you can improve our motivation a little bit as well in the process. So I wish you both the very best going forward. And thank you once again.
May I request Paras ji to come on podium? A man of diplomacy, known as Diplomat. A lovely podcast recently we have seen, well-liked, interviewed by our another governor, Sri Ramesh Mahalingam ji. So, please, sir, Paras sir.
Namaskar, friends. A very special namaskar to our ambassador, Sudhir ji, and our friend Satish ji. I just saw, while sitting on the table a minute ago, that my name is there to speak, which I didn't realize. I know that UAE and India has a very symbiotic relationship, and given the style of our Prime Minister, he makes everybody work much, much harder than one would expect. The hard work done by Sudhir ji is absolutely stunning. I have been meeting actually even Sheikh Nahyan, who's very close friends, and I have been talking to him about Sudhir ji. He said that this is an exceptional ambassador who has really worked very hard to raise the bar. I mean, there is a certain relationship which we have, which is really a pinnacle. It's a golden relationship. And to be raising this height of the pinnacle is something which Sudhir ji has done. And we really thank him for bringing this richness to the diaspora here. He has been very, very accessible. He is a common man's friend, very unassuming. I have not seen him assuming any airs that, hello, you have to come with an appointment. Very accessible. But the great job you have done for India-UAE relationship will always be remembered. I remember the visit of the Prime Minister for the BEPS Mandir and even the SIPA. Whatever has been said, that it has been concluded in the shortest period, 888 pages in 80 days. It couldn't have been without the huge support and hard work of the ambassador. And we congratulate you. This has been a hugely successful first SIPA ever signed by UAE with anybody, with any country, and India was the first country. And that has become a template for the UAE to go with other countries. And the hard work which you have done is absolutely exemplary. We wish you, I know how this retirement is, but I'm sure you will keep yourself very busy. Keep visiting Dubai, keep visiting UAE, and thank you very much, Vandana ji, for the richness you have provided to all of us. And we wish you both a very happy retired time. But I'm sure you're going to do something different. Welcome once again to your daughter. She's always welcome to visit us and be with us and take any help if at all is required. And we wish you a very happy retired life. Thank you.
Yes, fortunately, it is a blessing to Indian Business and Professional Council. Our members are so special that one designation or two designations or the three designations cannot complete. It's a good, but there's a complication for us as well. How many people we can accommodate in the first row? Because there is no one whom we can ask or can say that this is the first row, this is the second row. So every seat is important, every membership is significant. Our governors, as we just had Mr. Parasji among us, a chartered accountant, our head of audit committee, a governing board member, Sri Dinesh ji is here. So may I request Dinesh ji to come on podium.
Good evening, Your Excellency, Sunjay Sudhir ji, First Lady, Your Excellency Satish ji, and our Chairman, Siddharth, and all my colleagues and friends. After listening so much, I don't think there's much left. I was reading, I'm very fond of poetry, as you know, Sudhir ji. I was reading the Helvi, and he said, "Jahan jayega, ye roshni lutayega, charagon ka koi muka nahi hota." Wherever he will go, he will spread love, light, because the flame does not have limited destination. And that's what you will do wherever you will go. As Sunil was saying, that India House has become accessible to us. In fact, I would say India House has now become House of India and House of Indians. What you have done, reduce the distance between us and you. The gap between Indians and India House has narrowed. We've enjoyed your hospitality, your food, your warmth, your love and affection. Of course, that will miss. But the tone that you have set, I'm sure that will be wonderful tone to go a long way. The good part is that you are going to be in Delhi and I am going to see you a lot more often there. So that's the good part, that I don't think you are going to retire. You cannot retire. Person with your wisdom, with your knowledge, with your experience can only give. Give knowledge, share knowledge, and I think anybody who will come into contact with you will have benefit of that. Now coming to the farewell, Your Excellency Satish ji, I would like to join in joining a complaint, and we should lodge it together to Government of India. Why there should be 3-year tenure for an ambassador? Tenure should be much longer. Because I was reading another beautiful share, and I have to say that, because I couldn't remember it, so I just wrote it down. मोहब्बत में बिछड़ने का हुनर, मोहब्बत से बिछड़ने का हुनर सबको नहीं आता, ये फेयरवेल है। किसी को छोड़ना हो तो मुलाकात लंबी होनी चाहिए. If you want to leave us and go, please stay longer. Just 3 years is hardly any time for us to know you, you to know us. So if you have to go, let's lodge a complaint to Government of India that we want to have longer, much longer duration of ambassadors who have won the hearts of people, who have served tirelessly and looked after us. And we feel privileged that we happen to know you so well. So all we can wish you good health, happiness, wherever you go. And don't seek our help, but whenever you want homemade food, just give a call. But that's one place where you can come in and have homemade food. Because that's something we always miss when we're away from home, isn't it? Don't hesitate. And we look forward to seeing you whenever you come here. God bless you and have a wonderful time as you go forward and look after yourself. And God bless all of us.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, with the poetic inauguration, Basu bhai, will you like to talk? Yeah, sure. Okay. स्टेज पर या वहीं से?
he invited me to go to stage. I found that if I go stage, in photo they'll show me ganja, or they'll show me beautiful hairstyle. If I go there, I don't know what style I'll get there. So I refused to go on a stage. 1952, we came to Dubai, and 1963, Indian Trade Agency was opened by O.N. Bhala. 1964, Indian Consul S.S. Bhatnagar came to Dubai in same building we had an Indian Consul General first, S.S. Bhatnagar. My relation with the 25 consuls, about 15 ambassadors then, is there. But I call them Indian consulate or Indian ambassadors. ये लोग बड़े बेवफा होते हैं, दोस्ती रखते हैं, भाग जाते हैं. जब भी हम दोस्ती रखते हैं, मैं चला. To keep friendship with them, then it's very difficult to, just when they leave, you feel very embarrassed. But I wish all the time those who are leaving this country, they give good time to community, a good time relation between India and UAE. I'm happy that our ambassador has given good time here, and we met so many times. Our Prime Minister, Modi, along with him, and the relation between India and UAE during his tenure was more strength. I wish you best luck in the future, sir. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you. Your support is a pillar to the Indian Business and Professional Council. And ladies and gentlemen, as lightly I touched upon the podcast matter, IBPC, we have started a series, Inspire. The inspiration coming from the leaders. And I'm happy to announce that Vasubhai has agreed to give an interview to IBPC on coming next week time. May I request the leader of that Inspire series, Governor, a seasoned chartered accountant, Mr. Iskandan Ramesh Mahalingam, to come on podium.
Your Excellencies, IBPC leaders, distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it's a hard act to follow after such eloquent leaders speak. Yet, I took it up because this is a moment you want to cherish. It is indeed a privilege to pay tribute to His Excellency Sunjay Sudhir, who has served India with distinction and dignity in his role as ambassador to the UAE. Much has already been said about what he has accomplished during his tenure. A tenure we all feel is too short for what we would like it to be. How he has deepened India's ties, how he brought the SEPA about, not just the signing, but also the strengthening of it after it was signed. The Expo 2020, the multiple visits of our Prime Minister, the historic opening of the temple, and so forth. But allow me to add a perspective that is often overlooked. Contrary to popular notion, the life of a diplomat is not an endless series of banquets and protocol dinners. It is, in fact, a demanding life of constant vigilance, long hours, and heavy responsibility. The responsibility of representing an entire nation in a foreign land. And when that foreign land is one that is home to 4.3 or more million Indians, as the UAE is, the challenge becomes exponentially greater. I should know, for I am the nephew of an ambassador myself, and I have seen at close quarters the sheer dedication and sacrifice such a life demands. Ambassador Sudhir carried that burden with a rare mix of competence and compassion. He was not only the voice of India to the UAE government, but also the steady anchor for our vast diaspora. Whether it was guiding business leaders, reassuring workers, or giving young professionals confidence, He made sure no Indian felt too distant from the motherland. And yet, behind the public persona of a diplomat, there is also the refined man in him. Many here do not know that Ambassador Sudhir has a soft corner for Bollywood retro music classics. At a private gathering some months ago, old Hindi numbers were played in his honor, and the sparkle in his eyes as he hummed along reminded us that even the most dedicated custodian of statecraft carries within him the warmth of nostalgia and culture. It is this human touch that endeared him to so many of us, as you just heard. Today, as he retires from a long and illustrious career, we recognize that retirement is not the end of service, but the beginning of a new chapter. His Excellency leaves behind a legacy of strengthened ties between two nations and a community that feels more confident and connected than ever before. I've been here 39 years, and I should know. On behalf of the Indian community, and indeed as someone who has had the privilege of witnessing this leadership from fairly close quarters, I extend our profound gratitude, Ambassador Sudhir. Thank you for your service, your wisdom, and your humanity. We wish you joy, health, and fulfillment in the years ahead. And if I may add on a lighter note, perhaps now he will finally find more time to enjoy these retro melodies he loves so much. And of course, spend more time promoting Mrs. Vandana Sudhir's artistic pursuits. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in applauding His Excellency Sunjay Sudhir, a diplomat par excellence, a proud son of India, and a true friend to all who have known him. Jai Hind.
I have not seen ever that many standing round of applause. Indeed, sir, it is, these are your efforts, your lead, your achievements. But let me also put in some poetic touch कि आपके साथ कुछ लम्हे, कुछ यादें बतौर इनाम मिले। आपके साथ कुछ यादें, कुछ लम्हे बतौर इनाम मिले, विकास के मार्ग पर चले और तजुर्बे तमाम मिले। जिंदगी के पन्नों को जरा संभाल के रखना है हमारे राजदूत। जिंदगी के पन्नों को जरा संभाल के रखना है राजदूत। हमारा नाम इनमें कहीं ना कहीं लिख ही जाएगा। हमारा नाम भी इनमें कहीं ना कहीं लिख ही जाएगा। You are our patron. With IBPC, we have the governing board, the executive committee formed with the conveners and co-conveners of focus groups, which are very focused to the sectorial groups, industries, services, the professions. Among us, most of the conveners are here, and this conversation will continue and continue. But if someone, as Basubhai volunteered, may I request Naveen ji, if you like to say, because Mohan Balrani ji was scheduled to come, but something today, he informed that he may not, but Naveen ji is here. So, and Naveen ji is our former convener of AAA group, accountants and auditors group, the time when SIPA was signed. And he is the audit committee personality, former chairman of ICI chapter, as well as the present chairman of Tax Society.
Speaking after
so many poets is very difficult. And I know that Hindi Divas was also there last week. But let me try. Speaking after, especially Dr. Sahitya Chaturvedi and Kothari Sahab, सोचा था घर बनाकर इंडिया में सुकून से बैठूंगा, सोचा था घर बना के इंडिया में सुकून से बैठूंगा, पर घर की ज़रूरतों ने मुसाफिर बना डाला। हम सब मुसाफिर हैं, हम सब एक टाइम के लिए आते हैं और टाइम के बाद चले जाते हैं। सो आना जाना, आई थिंक इट्स अ डेस्टिनी। एक्सीलेंसीज, डिस्टिंग्विश्ड गेस्ट, डियर IBPC members, friends, good evening. It's a privilege to be here tonight to honor His Excellency Sunjay Sudhir, Ambassador of India to the UAE. Sir, your tenure has been more than diplomatic. It has been transformational. Under your leadership, India-UAE relations have grown stronger, richer, and I would say forward-looking. As you know, I'm a chartered accountant, Dr. Sahitya Chaturvedi said, so I will speak few numbers. The Indian community in the UAE is 4.3 million, or I can say 20% of the country's population. Every fifth person is an Indian living in the UAE. In the year 24-25, overseas Indians remitted a record 135.46 billion to India. And you know the contribution of the UAE? Close to 20%. Sorry, Indians are 40% of the population. Beyond numbers, your tenure, sir, has delivered landmark achievements. Particularly, I can see the impact which 10 year, 20 year down the line we will see will be academic diplomacy. The launch of IIT Delhi, Abu Dhabi campus, and upcoming projects such as the Indian Institute of Foreign Trade in Dubai are milestone in knowledge sharing. The IITs who will come here, the professional who will come here, who will start the startup, will change the face of not only the Abu Dhabi, but Dubai. And we will see that what is happening elsewhere with Indians, at least Dubai will see a much bigger startups in times to come. Trade and finance, the rupee dirham settlement, UPI integration, and soaring non-oil trade reflect a modern, frictionless partnership. It's good to see that we can pay, even we can order something on Zomato and other apps while in Dubai. Recognition, we have seen in last Wednesday, 17th of September, the UAE President honored you with the first class order of Zayed II, a rare distinction for a foreign envoy. Give a big round of applause. It's not all. There is an exciting announcement still unfolding. India and the UAE are preparing to jointly develop infrastructure and mining projects in third countries, not in the UAE, not in India, but elsewhere in the world, and that reflects our partnership. Excellency, these accomplishments owe much to your vision, your personal warmth. You have been a bridge builder, connecting governments, businesses, academics, communities, and professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, at this special moment, may I request everyone to give a big round of applause and join me in honoring His Excellency for his service, dedication, and the friendship he has nurtured between our nations. Ambassador Sudhir sir, we thank you for all you have done and wish you very success and happiness in years ahead. A small two-liner again. Although कोठारी साहब ने और साहित्य जी ने इतना बोला, but last two line मैं बोल देता हूँ. मालूम है कोई मोल नहीं है मेरा. मालूम है कोई मोल नहीं है मेरा, फिर भी कुछ अनमोल लोगों से रिश्ता रखता हूँ. हम आपने 3 साल अपनी लाइफ के दुबई में दिए हैं, and so much things has happened, and we are thankful to you. Thank you very much. जय हिंद.
आपका मोल नहीं है तो फिर अनमोल कौन होगा? Now, there are many other speakers, but don't worry, I cannot hold without inviting His Excellency Sunjay Sudhir. His biography, We have been listening from the leaders about UAE, but how many of us know the person did his graduation in which segment? Political science? Commerce? Anyone knows? He is an IITian. So he did his graduation in IIT. Big round of applause. And more than that, double round of applause will be, he did the foreign studies in Oxford. And then he chosen to a career of IFS in 1993. He had been in Cairo, Egypt. He was in Syria, all Indian High Commission services, in Sri Lanka, Colombo, then became counselor of the Permanent Mission of India to WTO in Geneva. He was Consul General of India in Sydney, Australia. He had worked with closely the Ministry of State for External Affairs during 2012 to 2014. Many international missions. I think I will invite him now. The people cannot hold themselves. Sir, you are most welcome. The people want to listen from you. So, and we are humble to invite you on the stage.
मित्रों, भाइयों और बहनों, सबसे पहले आपको नमस्कार. और कुछ होना हो, साहित्य के पन्नों पे साहित्य जी का नाम जरूर लिखा होगा. But I'm really embarrassed and humbled by all your remarks. I don't think I deserve all of them, but I have to take it in my stride. But these last 4 years definitely have been very, very fulfilling for me. I mean, the usual term is 3, but I've done close to 4 years. Very happy, both me, my wife Vandana, and also our daughter Soumya sitting there. It has been a very eventful time, fulfilling time, starting from Dubai Expo, COVID, COP28, 4 visits of our Prime Minister here, and we were talking about the bridges. We have been able to build these bridges, the education bridge, for instance. The trade investment bridge was already there, always there. The energy bridge was already there, but we could forge energy bridge, this education bridge. We could build fintech bridge, the J1 card, which you had shown there. But for me, it was a great opportunity to actually serve our country, to serve our community here. And when we talk about a community, there is no doubt that the largest community is here, and some figures have already been mentioned. And this is a community which has not only grown in size, in numbers, but also grown in respect. The profile of the Indian community here today is very, very different from, say, when Vasubhai first came here. And with your growing profile, actually the respect for India and Indians has also grown. So thank you very much to all of you for that. I must also say that, among the very significant things and things which are very symbolic of how important this country regards India is the fact that the first ever major visits of their 2 crown princes, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and the Crown Prince of Dubai, were actually to India. And I think that says a lot, because when the rulers of Dubai and the rulers of Abu Dhabi had to choose one country, it was a spontaneous thing, and that's what His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed shared with our former president, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, in a conversation, and I also happened to be there. So, and his spontaneous line was that when they had to think about which country to send both the crown princes to, it was a 5-second decision, it had to be India. And that really speaks a lot. What you have seen in the last few years, I'll just talk about the things which are actually visible and brick and mortar things, the Babs Temple, for instance. It is something which really is another kind of a bridge which bridges the ethos of the 2 countries, the ethos of harmony, peace, and love of this country, which you're all experiencing, which you're all benefiting from every day, every moment, and the similar ethos back home in India. Along with this temple are, of course, as our first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, used to say, the temples of learning, the IIMs, the IITs. They're also here for the benefit of our community. Then another thing which sometimes does not get the kind of importance or recognition which it should, because it's still not in a brick and mortar form, is the decision of the ruler of Dubai, Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to build a hospital for the blue-collar workers. So, I mean, we should never forget our origins. And, if you see the beauty of Dubai all around, it's not just the chartered accountants and the other professionals and the other, the big business people who are members of this esteemed organization, but it is those people whose sweat and toil is visible, is written there in all these buildings and in Dubai. And this is acknowledged by the leadership here. And it was very spontaneous decision of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid to announce the building of a hospital for blue-collar workers. And very grateful that 5 of our community members have actually, at a very personal level, made their initial big contributions to this. This will keep growing. More and more of our community members will, of course, keep getting involved in this. I also want to share one more thing that in my experience in the last 4 years, you would have seen that the Embassy of India in Abu Dhabi and the consulate in Dubai have been working very closely hand in hand. And that's why we have been able to see a lot of these things happen. I can give you an approximate example. So, if it is a wide-bodied aircraft, the embassy is like one wing, the consulate is like another wing. For a successful, stable flight, both have to work in tandem. And I'm sure you can see that both are working in tandem, and the body of the aircraft is Bharat, that is India. Satish is here, doing admirable service to the community. And we always feel that 1 and 1 is 11, and Satish has really demonstrated that. Thank you very much, Satish. You all might not have seen me at too many occasions, too many community events, too many parties and dinners. I'm sure some of you, actually many of you have been very kind not to complain from the platform here. They had the chance to speak, but they did not complain. But yes, my apologies to them. But since time is a very finite resource, and one really had to make choices, I thought, let's see how much time we can spend to really benefiting the community at large. All my time, one question which I have never answered is the first question which I get asked by most of our community members, which is, where do I come from? I know what they're asking, but my answer always has been that I come from India. Because that is really a part of our, As Ambassador of India, that's the only answer I can give, and that's the only answer I feel I have. And fortunately for me, मेरे माता पिता जी ने जब मुझे नाम दिया, तो वो एक इस तरह का नाम था, nobody can guess कि मैं कहाँ से आता हूँ, कहाँ किस प्रांत से आया, क्या जात, क्या ये. So I'm grateful to them also for that. An award was being spoken about, the second highest civilian award. It was a surprise for me too. And Sahitya has been so up to date in the collage which he has put that picture as well. It was just my farewell call on His Highness Sheikh Abdullah. Just a few days back, it was 17th, and the 17th night, Mr. Piyush Goyal was arriving, and at 6 p.m. I had a farewell call on him, and he just surprised me. He said, I've been instructed by the President, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, to confer this award on you. Again, it was very, very humbling, but I must say with all sincerity, that this award was actually in recognition of concrete things which happened in the last 4 years. And anybody would be fooling himself if one feels that that one person is responsible for that. That is never the truth. I'm blessed to have a very strong, very professional team back in Abu Dhabi, and also equally well supported by a strong professional team here in Dubai. And again, it all goes beyond the embassy and the consulate. It's so many of you involved in all these developments at which together have produced the results. I was just there just on your behalf to just take that recognition. That's all I can say. I'm really happy to see the community grow, the community prosper, and I thank you for all the love, the respect and affection which you have given to me, my wife Vandana, and our daughter Soumya. This is really a part of our lives. And I do, as Sahitya mentioned in the beginning, behind every whatever man, I don't know about that adjective, but certainly I do acknowledge that behind every person is his spouse, not behind, but besides, supporting him all the time. And I thank Vandana for that. Siddharth, I do remember that lunch where we discussed a lot of things about, our joint vision of how to take the community forward, and we shared some things, but in particular to see how much of youth we can enroll, because eventually the baton has to pass from one generation to another, from one CG to another, ambassador to another. And that's the rule of life, to infuse youth, the enthusiasm, new ideas in this organization. Glad that Sahitya, somebody was mentioning the numbers, about the increase in the membership, and also the fact that 40% are women. That's a great thing that sometimes we miss in other organizations, but without the adequate representation of both genders, I think it will be very skewed. The vision of that organization will be very skewed. So to correct that vision, I really appreciate that. Yes, I'm definitely retiring, but one of my dear friends used a very nice word saying that you don't retire, you rewire. And I'm actually looking forward that I'm looking at it like rewiring, because after 35 years of government service, there is a time to look at things that look at life in different ways, the perspectives of life, the things which one has missed so far, to capture them, to live them, to be with them. Certainly the songs, the Bollywood song, the retro song that somebody was talking about, that would certainly take some attention, and many of you know that. But again, I'm very inspired by people like Mr. Ramesh Shukla, who's here, who talks about never retiring, life begins at 100. While I don't... Thank you. While I don't aspire to be 100, but I do aspire to have the, have the energy, the enthusiasm of people like Mr. Ramesh Shukla. It's always really very inspiring. Since my love for poetry and Bollywood, those songs, Bollywood is a new term, sorry to use that term, but have already been shared with you. I think I'll also share a few lines from Sahir Ludhianvi. So you are all aware of that, but so it's a very long poem in the film Kabhi Kabhi, but I just picked out a few lines from there, and that for me represents my feelings today, because I've got so much love from all of you, and I'm sure we'll remain connected in some way. But it is that moment, that inflection point where the relationship goes from one form to another. But I'll just read that. So this was this song, "Main pal do pal ka shaar hu. Pal do pal meri jawani hai, pal do pal meri hasti hai, pal do pal meri rawani hai." But then there's another part of it, so I'll just pick out some lines from there, which really reflect my feelings. मुझसे पहले कितने शायर आए और आकर चले गए, रिश्तों का रूप बदलता है, बुनियादें ख़त्म नहीं होती, ख्वाबों की उमंगों की मियादें ख़त्म नहीं होती, तू अपनी अदाएं बख्श इन्हें, मैं अपनी वफ़ाएं देता हूँ, जो अपने लिए सोची थी कभी वो सारी दुआएं देता हूँ, कल तुमसे जुदा हो जाऊँगा जो आज तुम्हारा हिस्सा हूँ, मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ, पल दो पल मेरी जवानी है, पल दो पल मेरी हस्ती है, पल दो पल मेरी रवानी है। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप लोगों का और आपके प्यार, आपकी मोहब्बत का। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
I am very happy. My life, 55 years, is first time Ambassador or Consul General my museum visit. Or museum visit 3 hours. My museum is very, I'm proud. Or this my new currency government, my photograph, or this picture national logo of UAE. This my currency, my photograph, Mr. Ambassador, is my dream.
We will be having a musical performance here, but prior to that, there are very few moments, special moments. So may I request Vandana Sudhir ji to come on the stage along with our chairman, vice chairman, Mr. Sunil ji, the governing board, and may I request His Excellency Satish Sewan ji to join us on this felicitation at this moment. A big round of applause.
I thought since I was complaining, you ignored me.
Sir, how can that be? At this moment, may I request Soumya also to join us? It's a family moment. Please join us. So IBPC team, may I request the cake to come? And the flags are here on the each table. So we will be doing the cake ceremony downstairs, sir. Yeah. And may I request, may I request the conveners to come for a group photo of IBPC conveners, Mr. Ali, Shri Kumar, Karthik.
No, but I must share why it is very important for ambassadors to come and go on time, because आप लोग बहुत काम कराते हैं. When I came, my hair was like Siddharth. कुछ और साल रहा तो साहित्य की तरह हो जाएगा. So मैं सही टाइम पे जा रहा हूँ.
To His Excellency Sunjay Sudhir, Ambassador of India to the UAE.
The classical music, when I say, is not the Bollywood, it's a very classical music. The ancient instrument players are among us. And before that, may I request, on behalf of Executive Committee, Mr. Sri Kumar Brahmanandan, who also played a very pivotal role while compiling the suggestions of IBPC members when the SEPA was being prepared, this Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. And as I mentioned, कि हमारा भी नाम कहीं दर्ज हो जाना चाहिए. I mean to that because the IBPC, under the lead of Sri Suresh Kumar ji, played a pivotal role in crafting SEPA. And you guys, the IBPC members today, when 100 billion USD achievement is done, it is us. We are the members who achieved this target. And may I request Sri Kumar.
Good evening, everybody. Namaskar. Assalamu alaikum. What a great evening. I must say, electrifying. Somebody said farewell, but I thought it's a celebration and expression of gratitude to Excellency Sunjay Sudhir. So, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow IBPC members, the governors of IBPC, and the distinguished guests here, it's my privilege and honor to be in front of you today to express the last bit of the official function, word of thanks. So that itself is an expression of gratitude. Excellency, thank you very much for the most memorable period of UAE-India relationship. So people were talking about the contributions of business. Yes, we are all part of it. We enjoyed, we felt proud, and we saw the tremendous growth of bilateral trade. And as an engineer, I felt more proud, for example, in the recent times when I was attending the inauguration of IIT Delhi in Abu Dhabi. So as a group, Dubai Investments, where I represent, we are in discussions with IIT Delhi because their first batch is going to be graduating soon, whether we can have placements for them. So that's a small contribution we are trying to encourage and help them. Sir, under your stewardship, whilst the world knows about the India-UAE trade, the visits of excellencies and highnesses to India and back here, and the most proud moments of opening IIMs and the Bab's Temple, etc., there is one outstanding difference. That is the connect with community. If I may speak with people from the Northern Emirates, or from Dubai, or from Abu Dhabi, be it the Indian associations or the Indian Cultural Forum in Abu Dhabi, everybody says that the most approachable ambassador they had in the recent times in UAE. Thank you very much, sir. This is what is a community connect and the cultural connect between the two countries. And thank you very much for encouraging and helping the Indian diaspora here and making us feel proud to be an Indian in UAE. This is a big differentiator. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, I request everybody to give a standing ovation to our ambassador for this. Thank you very much, sir. This is also an occasion to express our gratitude to the visionary leadership of this country. We are all here enjoying the benefits, contributing to the UAE's growth. But the visionary leaders of this country and the visionary leader of our country, they forged together a fantastic alliance, which is giving us a lot of pride moments. So it's our duty to put on record here our gratitude to the President of UAE and the Prime Minister of UAE, both rulers of Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and also the team of IBPC, which curated this program and put together here. Thank you, the team of IBPC and the Secretary General Saiteji, for putting this all together. A round of applause for all of them. All the distinguished guests and the dignitaries who are present here, thank you very much for joining us. On behalf of IBPC, we express our gratitude. Thank you very much for being here. Your Excellency, as you are moving on to your new role, if I may say, whatever you enjoy, retirement is not the word we would like, but whatever you enjoy, you want to pursue further. May God bless you, and all our good wishes for all the good things you did here will stay with you. Jai Hind, thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
And the team, if they are here, may I request to make the arrangement for the instrumental musical play. Mr. Nabil Khan is going to play the instrument sarangi. Nabil Khan comes from Delhi, a very young, enthusiastic instrument, Sabri Khan Sahab, and the son of renowned sarangi artist, Ustad Nasir Khan Sahab. Nabil Khan belongs to the much reverted Moradabad Saina Gharana of sarangi players. This Gharana traces its musical roots from Mia Tansen, the greatest vocalist in the court of Mughal Emperor Akbar. At that time, the sarangi was played. United Kingdom, Italy, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi, Germany, Sweden, Switzerland, and so on.
So the next song is for... So I want to dedicate this song to Your Excellency.
कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है, कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है कि जैसे तुझको बनाया गया है मेरे लिए, कि जैसे तुझको बनाया गया है मेरे लिए। कभी कभी मेरे दिल में सानू एक पल चैन ना वे, सजना तेरे बिना, सजना तेरे बिना। हो सानू एक पल चैन ना वे, सानू एक पल चैन ना वे, सजना तेरे बिना, सजना तेरे बिना। ओ साडा कलियां जी नहियो लगना, साडा कलियां जी नहियो लगना, सजना तेरे बिना, ओ सजना तेरे बिना, सजना तेरे बिना। ओ